Let's be honest for a second. How many times have you set out to change your life, only to sabotage yourself before you even really began? You told yourself you'd stop procrastinating. You told yourself you'd leave that toxic relationship. You told yourself you'd quit that job and finally pursue your dream. And then, you didn't. You convinced yourself there was a reason. I'm not ready. There's too much on my plate right now. Next week will be a better time to start. But deep down, you know the truth, don't you? You betrayed yourself. And now you're stuck in the same cycle, frustrated, restless, and quietly asking, why do I keep doing this to myself? The truth is, we've all been there. This isn't about laziness or a lack of willpower. It's about fear, not the loud kind of fear, the kind that stops you in your tracks, but the quiet kind, the kind that whispers subtle lies. Don't take that risk, it's not worth it. What if you're not good enough? What if you fail and everyone sees? This fear doesn't just stop you. It convinces you to betray yourself in the name of comfort. It tells you to stay where it's safe, even if safe means being stuck. And the thing about self-betrayal is, it doesn't hit you all at once. No, it's slower than that. It chips away at you piece by piece. Every promise you break to yourself leaves a scar. And over time, you stop trusting yourself entirely. You tell yourself that staying in your comfort zone is the smarter choice. It feels familiar, predictable, safe. But here's the twist. Your comfort zone isn't safe at all. It's a prison. The more you stay in it, the smaller your world becomes. Opportunities pass you by. Dreams collect dust. And the life you once envisioned for yourself quietly dies. Nietzsche warned us about this. He believed that humans have an instinct to avoid pain at all costs. But this instinct, he said, is the very thing that stops us from achieving greatness. And here's the uncomfortable truth. The bigger your dreams, the greater the pain you'll have to face. Most people never leave their comfort zone because they want certainty. They want guarantees. But certainty is the enemy of growth. There's no guarantee you'll succeed, but staying where you are guarantees one thing. You'll stay exactly the same. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." Why is this so hard to accept? Because most of us have built our entire identity around looking like we have it all together. We'd rather present an image of perfection than admit we're unsure, scared, or failing. But here's the cost. The longer you cling to that false identity, the further you drift from who you really are. You're not here to impress others. You're here to grow. And growth? It's messy. It's uncomfortable. It requires failure and rejection and, yes, being misunderstood. If you're not willing to let go of the identity you've built for comfort, you'll never step into the identity you're capable of becoming. Carl Jung, the father of analytical psychology, called this our shadow self. It's the part of you that you hide, the part you deny, the part you're afraid to face because it threatens the perfect version of yourself that you've created. But here's the thing about shadows. They don't go away just because you ignore them. In fact, the more you avoid them, the more power they have. Your shadow is responsible for most of the self-sabotage in your life. It's the quiet voice that holds you back, not because it wants to destroy you, but because it's terrified of change. Until you face your shadow, you will keep losing the battle against yourself. The question isn't whether self-betrayal has a cost, it's how much it's already cost you. Think about it. How many opportunities have you missed because you were too afraid to take a risk? How many moments of true connection have you avoided because you were scared of vulnerability? How much of your potential have you sacrificed because chasing it felt too uncertain? This isn't just a theoretical problem. It's your life. Plato's allegory of the cave speaks directly to this. The prisoners in the cave lived in darkness their entire lives. They thought the shadows on the wall were reality because they never dared to turn around and see the light. But one prisoner broke free. At first, the light was blinding, painful, overwhelming. But eventually, his eyes adjusted. And what he discovered was a world far more vibrant, far more meaningful than anything the shadows could have shown him. You're sitting in that cave right now. The life you're living is the shadows on the wall. What would it take for you to turn around? So how do you stop? First, you must get brutally honest with yourself. Ask yourself, what promises have I broken to myself? What am I avoiding? What excuses am I using to stay small? Write it down. Explore it. Sit with the discomfort. Second, you need to stop waiting for the fear to go away. Fear doesn't disappear with time. It disappears with action. Start small. Take one risky, bold action today that moves you closer to the life you want. And when fear shows up, as it always will, remind yourself, this is the cost of growth. Third, forgive yourself. You've broken promises to yourself in the past. That's okay. The goal isn't to be perfect. It's to commit to doing better from this moment forward. You don't need to change everything overnight. You just need to take responsibility for the choices you make next. Here's what no one tells you. The greatest betrayal isn't breaking promises to others. It's breaking promises to yourself. But self-betrayal isn't your destiny. It's a habit. And like any habit, it can be broken. You have the power to leave the comfort zone that's been choking your potential. You have the strength to face the shadow that's been sabotaging your progress. You have the courage to stop living in the shadows and finally step into the light. But none of this will happen until you stop running. So the choice is yours. Stay comfortable and keep betraying yourself. Or face the discomfort, lean into the fear, and become the person you were always meant to be. The real you is waiting. Subscribe to Echo Praxis for the ideas that challenge you to stop shrinking, start living, and finally come home to yourself.